the territory of the United States of America. And with God as our helper, we must be sure that our fighting men and women are always fighting for the United States of America, and not for some globalistic, universalistic, New World international order that these power elite in Washington and New York City and London and Paris are trying to construct. That's why we need people that understand the Constitution. That's why we need people that will honor their oath to the Constitution. That's why we've got to get out of this mindset, this paradigm of liberal, conservative, Democrat, Republican, and start looking at men and women as Americans, men and women that will honor the oath to the Constitution, men and women that will do what we place them in office to do. And if they do that, they need our support, they deserve our support. And if they don't do that, we need to vote them out of office as quickly as they went in. Deliver us from these professional politicians that stay there decade after decade after decade with no accountability. And of course, it's you and me, the voters, that are the ones that are supposed to hold them accountable. And if we don't know the Constitution, and if we don't know the principles of government, if we don't understand the nature and purpose of natural law and so forth, how are we going to hold these men and women accountable to those principles? And while we're talking about accountability, the minister side of me now. Take off one hat, put on another hat. The minister side of me grieves at what has happened in our churches. Ladies and gentlemen, if the pastors of America would stand up on their hind legs, regardless of denomination, Sunday by Sunday, and would preach the principles of freedom and constitutional government, we wouldn't be in the mess we're in today. Pastors have sold us out. The best politicians are not in the Capitol. The best politicians are in the pulpits. They're afraid of offending a giving member, or they're afraid of offending a committee, or they're afraid of making waves, or maybe they're afraid of losing their retirement package, or whatever else it is that they deem important. Maybe their peer group, or whatever their denominational group may be, they're afraid of being ostracized, or whatever the case may be. And they're not willing to stand up and speak the truth. On my website, chuckrollalive.com, back in 2007, as I was restudying American history, I was relearning about what we know as the Black Regiment. The Black Regiment was a moniker that was given to colonial preachers at the time of the Revolution by the Crown and the Tories of that era. They were the ones that called them the Black Regiment. They said, the problem in America is that you've got these preachers that are in the pulpits, and they're preaching freedom and liberty, and they're preaching law, revealed law, natural law, and the laws of God, and they're applying it to the principles of government. Isn't that amazing? How is it we can apply the Bible to our family life? We can apply the Bible to our business life. We can apply the Bible to our social life, our vocational life, but we can't apply the Bible to our governmental life, our political life. Nonsense! As a Christian, we're not Christians in a vacuum. We're Christians wherever we are, and the principles of truth apply to us wherever we find ourselves, whether it's our social life, our family life, our vocational life, or our political life. And this idea that preachers are using in Romans